I'm back down here at Trustin, and I'm going to be hunting Trustin Holder for the next 3 or 4 days. I'm going to go check out a spot and I'm going to do some scouting. It looks like I found me on the maps and all, it looks like I found me a good funnel, and I'm going to check this funnel out because I guess several weeks ago, about in the around November the 20th, 21st, I was coming out of there and I seen a really nice buck come out of this funnel at about 6 o'clock in the evening. I got down at my stand from the honey hole at about 5:30, right at dark, and then I got back up to where my truck was and come driving out, and I drove up. I seen a doe crossing the road, and I was like, well, there's a doe, and then all of a sudden behind her, I'm talking, he was a thumper. Big, huge, it looked like at least an 8-point, could have been a 10, but he was a dandy. And he'd come walking out of this area, and I always see deer crossing there. Now, I've never hunted it, and got on the maps and all and looked, and there was a funnel up through there in between, looked like 2 sloughs. And so I'm going to get in there and do some scouting here in just a minute. Had some storms come through last night, pretty bad storms. I just got back down here today. I hunted Thursday evening over on the White River with my cousin Jim and got on about 6 does and had one little old spike come in. And but I'm back over here on the land side, on Trustin side. I'm gonna go check the area out, so hopefully I can get in there and find some good fresh sign, maybe get a shot at something. So anyway, the wind's blowing really bad right now. I know usually the wind will lay right before dark, and hopefully it'll get set up and maybe the wind will lay down and I'll be able to get a shot at something this evening. We'll be here for the next 3 or 4 days filming, so hopefully I can bring you some footage, so stay tuned. The water is down. This is some of the lowest I have seen the water down here in years. Look at that. So the deer have been thirsty and they've been coming to water for sure. I'm going across the concrete weir right now. Look at that. Man, oh man. It is down big time. But we got some rain, so there's some water to drink. There's a lot of creeks and sloughs back in here too. They're here, no doubt. There's your big cypress tree right here. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. I just always like to show everybody that. It's been a really cool trail over the years. It's all kind of grown together. Look at that, you can see straight through it and then it grows together up there. Is that not cool? And that thing's at least 8 feet. I would say 8 feet wide, 8 feet across. I mean, it's a beast. Coming up out of the ground, ain't no telling how old that thing is. And look over on this side. Look at that big old limb coming out the side of it right there. Is that not cool? Then it goes straight up. That's just stuff you don't see anymore because they've cut them all down, you know, but I'm glad that they've left that one over the years. That is so cool. I just want everybody to see that. And there's a few more cypress trees back in here too. They're not as big, but they're pretty cool the way they sweep out like that and grow up out of the ground. Okay, this is what I've done. I have decided to come where I parked on the truck. I went over towards the right side of the road, and this time I went to the left side, which the left side leads me over to the White River Canal. And so, if you can see in here, man, it is woolly, and I have found more sign through here than anywhere that I have found. It is green, they're eating. I found some nice rubs all up through here. Heavy trails walking up through here. So I've just kind of been working my way. Some good trails. And they've been intertwining up here. It's real thick and burly. They've been over here by the water. There's a heavy trail going across that log. There's another one right there. There's a rub on a tree there. There's another rub right here. So evidently, the bucks have liked hanging out right here. There's a rub there. As you can see, there's a rub there. So I'm on a really nice rub line right now. I want to walk over here on the other side of this thicket too, and there's an old logging road. It's an old logging road that goes up through here and goes straight to the road. A lot of fallen trees. These deer love to hang out around these fallen trees for some reason. I guess it gives them, you know, some sense of security. I've noticed that over the years. And I'm in a, looks like a little honey hole here. I found more beat up sign right in this little area here than anywhere that I have been so far. Some more rubs there, old rub there. And we're not very far from the canal. So they're going down there every night is what they're doing and getting water. I see some broke off, where they're twisting and breaking off. Some trees. And then here, right here is what I call a buck bomb. On this old logging road, but look at this. Now there's some fresh scrapes right here. Or there's some scrape activity. They're not real fresh. The only reason why is because the bucks are with the doe right now. But right here you can see where they've been pawing. This is the first paws and scrapes I've seen on the ground anywhere. But they've been all up in here. They rub this tree. All of these trees in here. Just about every one of them. That's an old rub. There's a rub. There's a fresh rub there. There's rubs there. Rub over there. So they have been hanging out in here. I've just got to figure out exactly where I'm going to set up. So they're probably bedding up down there somewhere, right close to the water is what they're doing. And then they're coming up here and eating all this green browse. They do eat this. I think that's one of their main sources of protein in this area. They like to hide up in this brush here, real thick stuff. They like to lay in that. And then they'll come up in here in the evening times and feed. So I'm going to set up in here somewhere. I just got to find a tree I want. So it's going to be interesting. Never sat in here before, but I always see deer crossing from the other side of the road and coming in here constantly. So we're going to try it this evening, and maybe I'll hunt here in the morning too. All right, this is what I'm doing. I'm coming in blind. Never hunted this section before in the White River. I'm right on the border of Trust and Holder and a White River sections. There's just a small section in here that's called the White River. And I just walked across this slough, which is all dried up. I'm getting ready to get over here into some of this thick area. Now, earlier, I showed you some fresh hooks I found and some scrape up here, and it's only probably about 150 yards from me. But where I saw that big old buck, I finally found where he crossed that evening. And he headed directly into this spot. But I'm down from that other spot maybe 100, 120 yards, 150 yards, something like that. So it's not very far down. A lot of green. I'm just going to check this area out right here. And if I don't like it, I'm going to work my way back up there to where we were and set up there. But I'm going to go ahead and set my stand and get ready for this evening and also in the morning. You never know, we're going to try it. And what I like about this too is the White River here is kind of a buffer zone. So if these big old bucks run these does in here and start running these does, the does are not going to cross the river normally. They won't. They'll just run along the edge of it. So it's kind of a buffer zone, and they'll work them right back and forth, you know, inside here. And they'll come by you, so maybe I can get a shot that way. Anyway, it's beautiful in here. I want you to look at this big old tree. Look at this. I want you to look at this. Is that not awesome? See how big the limb is? The limb that's coming out from the tree is as big as a regular tree. And that's a sycamore. That is. Just found another big rub. Sure did. Look at that. It might have been the deer I jumped up laying up in there. He's pretty good size. I couldn't see his head. But look at this, boy, he's shredding this stuff. Got that one right there. And the bigger one right here. I like that thick stuff. I set up over there somewhere. Look at that. Show you how big it is. See my hand? See it? That's how big it is. That's how big that tree is. He's rubbing that. And you got another nice one right over there. And then the other one I showed you a while ago. Well, I found a corridor. I've just got to set up correctly to be able to get a shot at him. And I've got to make sure that the wind is in my favor. So I'm going to find out in the morning too what direction the wind's going to be blowing, and this evening. So. I have found the tree. Found the tree that I want. Getting ready to set up. Alright, I have set up. There's the ridge right over there. There's an old slough here that's all dried up. You know, you usually wouldn't be able to hunt this if this all was flooded in here. You'd have to come across this slough right here, and it would be very difficult to do because I'd probably be pretty deep. But this is a high ridge running through here. That's why they like it. Anyway, I'm excited about this spot. I'm going to try it this evening, and I'll try it in the morning. Hopefully I can bring some good footage. I have made it down here by the river. This is set number 2. It's early in the morning. Fog is pretty heavy here on the river this morning. It was pretty difficult for me to walk my way in and find where I needed to be because it was so foggy. But anyway, I've set up. Already heard a turkey over here by the river. I've set up where I saw that monster 8-point, and maybe I'll get a shot at him. I hope so. Anyway, we'll hang tight and see what happens. This is driving me nuts. He went right in front of me there, probably about 35 yards, but it was so thick. I think he's a 9-point. He's trying to bust that doe. That doe come through there earlier. I've still got this really wide 6-point up there with the broken leg. He's still hobbling around up there. I have set in the wrong place. I need to be up on that ridge. I'm going to have to probably move or cut my distance in between. Maybe move another 20, 25 yards that way. Whew. He's still up there. From the riverside, right underneath me. And then I was looking back, and I saw what was pushing him. It was a coyote. I don't know where he went. I think he's circling around. Anyway, he was a pretty little buck. I don't know where that dog went. Man, I've seen some deer this morning. Right over here, I've got a doe that I saw, and she had an arrow stuck out of her shoulder. I think she laid down right over there by that big old log. 3 more doe. I definitely need to move my stand. I need to move it another 20 yards, just 20 yards around in here somewhere, back up towards the ridge. I think they smelled me. The wind was blowing right to them. By the time they got up on the ridge, my wind was perfect straight to them. And I think they smelled me and got spooked and ran off. Or they saw something up there that I didn't, maybe the coyote or something. I don't know. They could have smelled that one too. I don't know. Anyway, having fun in the woods, man. I'm seeing some deer this morning. Let's see, I think that makes, so we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've seen 10 out of this tree this morning.